That's us.
Nothing like it has ever been on Earth before.
She says the jungle. It just came alive and took him.
It kills for pleasure.
He was skinned alive.
It hunts for sport.
Skinned us all the time.
But this time,
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
it's picked the wrong man to hunt. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator. Rated R. The hunt begins Friday, June 12th at theaters everywhere.
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Stick around.
Well, y'all might want to stick around. We're doing one of the best, most fantastic action movies of 1987 in Predator. Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm sure we all have some fantastic memories about the first time we saw Predator. But before we do that, anybody tuning in, please hit the like button down below. Hit the share button. Hit the bell notification when you subscribe to us as well. We'd love to have you with us, and we think you're going to have a good, fun time as we celebrate July and Independence Day. We're bringing it in with Predator. Now, Zach, thank you again for joining us again this week. What is your first memory of Predator?
Pleasure's all mine. So I had a pretty cool stepdad. Some stepdads suck. He was pretty cool. So one day he goes, "Hey, your mom and I were going to go on a date." I was 5 or 6. No, I think I was 6. And he goes, "So I'm going to take you over to my brother John's." And then I go over to John's and he goes, "I heard you like monster movies." I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I just rented this one," and it was Predator. And he goes, "He turns invisible and he has a laser." And I go, "Oh, sold." So
Right.
we watched that and it blew my 6 or 7-year-old's brain. The next day at school, all I could talk about was Predator. And then I convinced my grandparents had the dual VCRs, and we had a tape of Predator that we dubbed, but it had that stupid color guard on it. Do you guys remember that? Where they used to have like copy blockers on it?
Yes.
Yeah, so it looked like it would just change color. But I thought that was part of the movie because it was Predator version. So I watched this stupid color guard tape so much. I love this movie. Yeah, this is one of the only movies that we actually gave 100% on. So this and RoboCop and I think Terminator 1 we gave a 99. But yeah, anyway, it's amongst one of my favorite movies and favorite Arnold movies. Actually, it is my favorite Arnold movie. Good times.
Very good. Kevin, what about you?
So I think I saw this in the theater. I'm pretty sure my dad took us to go see it in the theater. So I would have been about
Cool
7.
dad for that one.
Yeah, right. Well, I think it was really the fact that he wanted to go see the Arnold movie. It's like, well, hey, it sounds something cool for me and the boy. Because I do like monster movies. My dad raised me on this sort of shit. Like Predator was not the worst thing I'd seen at 7 years old. But golly, I think I'd already seen Nightmare on Elm Street at this point. But that is not my core memory of Predator. My core memory, my fondest memory and earliest memory of Predator is my mom like forcing me and my brother to rent a family movie from Bob's Video, the place I used to go to. It's like this fabled awesome place that I would get the greatest movies from, always a cult classic. And Bob, in all of his infinite wisdom, slipped the wrong movie into whatever Disney flick my mom was forcing me to get for me and my brother.
No, that's so great.
Yeah, man, he put fucking Predator in a Disney box and sent it home for me.
That is so awesome.
God.
It could have been worse. It could have been an adult movie, but still.
Yeah, no. I don't think Bob actually had those there. He wasn't, no.
But they didn't have the room with the beads?
No, not Bob's. No.
So not terribly freaky. Okay. Gotcha.
No. He was a hippie. Like he was a straight up like old soul San Franciscan hippie. He was just a super cool dude. And he loved cult films.
Who doesn't?
Bad people.
Yeah. Non-hippies.
Did you guys ever see this in the theater? I know you, Kev, Jeff, did you see this in the theater?
I did not. I remember. Okay, so my introduction to this movie was literally from WWE or WWF at the time, Superstars, with Jesse Ventura just coming back from shooting it, and the movie just came out, and he's telling everybody on screen, he's like, "Yeah, I just acted in the hottest movie of the summer, Predator, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's my best friend." And it was like super. I'm like, Predator, what the hell? Because at that time, my experience with most movies was the video store. I did not start figuring out how to sneak into action and horror movies until a few years after the fact. I was only about 10 at the time when this came out. So ultimately, I ended up seeing a VHS tape about the time my mom gave me free reign to rent whatever the hell I wanted from the store, provided it was not behind the curtain, as you promptly pointed out.
Yeah.
And I took full advantage of that. I got RoboCop that way. I got Predator that way. And then I basically went through a bunch of horror movies at the time. We'll get into how you define this movie. Is it a horror movie? Is it not? But this is where I started to be able to dip my toes in some of the more interesting movies for growing kids our age who just wanted to see shit get blown up, bodies getting dismembered, and just all out balls action, testosterone filled. Man, the 80s, what a time.
So two things on that. Vince McMahon chewed out Jesse Ventura because of that.
Yep.
He's like, "God damn it, pal. Why are you selling that movie? You got to be selling No Holds Barred." Because they were coming out around the same time, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere around it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were around. I think they were around the same time. But either way, Vince was pissed because he's like, "Why are you going to business?" 88. Yeah, he was not happy about that. He reamed Jesse out about that. So, but I do remember that. And so because this movie has two directors, I don't know if you guys know that. And it starts out as an action movie, and then that director, he didn't quit, but they had to replace that director and refilm a bunch of stuff because of the Jean-Claude stuff. What we're gonna do. So it started out as an action movie, and then slowly became what I would call a sci-fi slasher, because it's just like Freddy or not Freddy, but more like Jason or Michael Myers, where the body count grows as the movie kind of keeps going. And also another cool tip to the cap, there is 13 murders in this. Well, I mean, there's 13 people, but 2 of them get away.
Oh yeah,
because there's supposed to be the dirty dozen,
right? And then don't forget the CIA spooks prior to that too. And then
you add in Alana, or I can't pronounce her name right now. Anna or whatever. Yeah, Anna.
Yeah.
She would be the 13th person, right?
Cool. Yeah.
Love this movie.
She was technically the final girl of this movie.
Mm-hmm. She is. And but here the cast is really great on this. I mean, not only do you got Jesse, not only did you have, of course, Arnold, but Bill Duke kills it. He's my favorite character in this movie as Mac.
Yeah. The blue razor got me every time I watch this movie. I'm like, why would you dry shave like that? And you're sweating and you're humid in the jungle. Oh, that's hardcore.
You're gonna get an infection.
Carl Weathers is in here, of course. So it says Tom McClane or Mick Tieran is the director, but actually Sean Black did a lot of the directing. He's the guy who did the original combat scenes and stuff when they're rescuing the cabinet minister, even though the cabinet minister's not there. It's but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. He was the one that was up in the chopper, wasn't he?
No. Hold on.
Or did Billy go up there?
He's the guy who tells all the jokes with the glasses.
Yes. Oh, Shane Black.
Shane Black. Sorry, my fault. Yeah, Shane Black.
It's okay. I'm like, wait, did I remember that wrong? No, it's Shane Black, because he also came back to write The Predator, which is much maligned amongst the fandom.
Yeah, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Did you? Oh, by the way, speaking of, this is celebrating its birthday. Yep. Happy 38th birthday. I saw it on Predator Day and didn't even realize I was watching. I was like, wait a minute, today's the 12th and I'm watching Predator? Mind blown. It's the great magnet. Did you guys see the new Predator animated film, Killer of Killers?
No, I have not yet.
I do want to. I don't have Hulu, so it's like, how do I find a way to watch this without sailing the high seas?
I'm hoping that Hulu is going to release a box set with Prey 2, Killer of Killers, and Hunting Ground. No,
Badlands coming up.
Yeah. If they release a box set of just the Hulu original ones, I think that would be amazing. So that's great.
That
I'm
would be
praying.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Because Prey, golly, that was
So good.
just, yeah.
I liked that. That was really good.
I think it rivals this movie. Actually, it's
Yes,
I
it
always
does.
it's like Dances with Wolves meets Predator, but it's got a really cool female and protagonist and a dog, a lovable dog. Can't forget about the dog. And every character in that movie is great too. The brother is so good. When he dies, my wife like almost cried. She was so pissed. She wanted to walk out.
I was happy.
Oh.
Fuck that guy. He held her down, motherfucker.
Yeah, but remember, he at the end, he's like, "You found your hunt, your caponita, or whatever it is," and
Yep.
it's all they had a bonding moment.
Yeah, I guess redeemable moment for the end.
So Act 2 of this movie is just you see the Predator invisible, right? Except for the one part where he's doing his heel job on himself. So if you notice when Arnold actually slides down the waterfall when he says, "Oh shit," right?
That
Notice
was great.
notice that the camera looks grainy and not as good. That's because they
Yep.
had to go back and film that from that part for the rest of the movie because they ran out of money. They had a big Fox to give them more money, and Arnold's like, "If you do this for me, I help you out down the line." So anyway, they actually went back and they just had a very minimal crew because there was just Kevin Peter Hall, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the film crew, and then the writer, and that's it. So that's why if you notice it looks a little grainier, that's so yeah, they're all filmed in different sections. Part one or the first act, all filmed with Sean Black. Did I just say Sean or Shane? Mr. Black.
We know who it is. Yeah.
We know it is. And then finally, the other director stepped in at that point, and then they had to go back and refilm because Fox took a look at the suit that Jean-Claude was in, and they go, "He's just not scary. Like Arnold would snap this dude's neck." I don't, But then they found Kevin Peter Hall, who's legit 7 feet something tall. He played in Henry and the Hendersons, and yeah. The other cool thing, he makes a cameo in this movie as a helicopter pilot at the very end, where he goes, "God damn," and he sees it's actually him without his costume.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the director felt so bad that he has to wear all these prosthetics, and he was such a trooper about it in the heat because this was filmed in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and it was so uneven, the ground, they couldn't get tracking at all, and it was so miserable to be in that suit. So he goes, "Don't worry, we're going to get your headshot at the very end." So there you are.
Good for him. Yeah.
This was a good break for him because prior to that, he was on the TV show Misfits of Science, and that wasn't
That's
bad.
right.
But
I never saw.
I think it only lasted a season.
Yes, one season.
And we all have seen Henry and the Hendersons, obviously.
Oh yeah, John
Yeah.
Lithgow.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep. Yeah, that was him too. So hey, he's always a big lovable monster in more ways than one.
Yeah.
He did a really good job as the Predator, honestly.
The makeup in this
Truly.
holds up. Oh
Yep.
my God. There's never a part in this movie, like even when he couldn't see me, that part when you actually see him jump down, it actually looks like he weighs 600 pounds, 400 pounds, he actually everything on this, nothing looks styrofoam. It doesn't look like guar. It actually looks real and mechanical. And so I love the, the story about the mandibles, right? Where they got that?
Actually, I don't. I feel like I've heard it, but I don't remember.
So when Fox saw the tape and were like, "We're getting rid of, we got to scrap it now," they actually called up a makeup effects guy. He escapes me at the time, and he just so happened to be sitting next to James Cameron, and they were in first class. So James Cameron, him were talking. He's like, "Man, I don't know what to do. Like, I got to, I'm trying to think of like this character, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of want to make him like a Rastafarian kind of like jungle warrior guy." But they were both in first class eating crab. And he goes, "I always wanted to draw a creature with mandibles." So
that's right.
Yeah.
God bless Stan. I love that man. He was the sweetest, kindest man you could ever possibly want to meet. And he would answer any question that you could possibly ask.
Did he
providing it was about the art?
Did he also do the voice? I know that there was a voice actor. I saw a clip of the guy who had laryngitis and he couldn't make any noise. So he went and he did the Predator purr, as I call it. And then they're like, "Oh, that's great. Use that."
I don't know.
Cool.
And then the other voice, when Predator actually talks, he's Billy. That's actually Billy's voice, which is very interesting. Oh, by the way, you know the actor that played Billy. I'm looking up in just a second. Yeah, Sonny Landham. He actually had professional bodyguards to protect him from the others because he was constantly like Arnold was ribbing everybody the whole time they were there. Like he shrunk Jesse's wardrobe. So Jesse thought he was getting like all pumped up. And then he's like, let's measure arms. We'll measure arms and then we'll bet the bottle of Cristal on it. And he's like, I have 22-inch pythons, brother. And he's like, actually, they're more like 21 because mine are 24s now. So, and they were doing 2-a-days before and after filming. Like, it was crazy. Carl Weathers and Arnold, that one, you son of a bitch, that part, that's actually legit. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they were actually flexing in real life, and I don't think that was in the script either.
No, you know,
that made for a great visual.
Cool.
It's a freaking meme now.
Yeah. And that's awesome. This movie's fucking culturally relevant forever.
It's so Shrevenant. And the fact, if you ever notice, my merchandise always has the Predator font on it. Or my old school stuff does anyway. But yeah, I love everything's cool, but the music is amazing in this movie as well. God.
Yes. Alvin Silvestri, I think is the man.
Possibly. It is so good though. There's so many people on this movie.
That sounds right. Let me see.
I'll look it up, Kevin.
Riveting podcasting.
Yes, this is great podcast.
This is YouTube visual right here. So if you're watching, this is how
the sausage is made.
This is Alan Silvestri.
This is how you get dozens and dozens of listeners, guys.
It's
true.
It's
now, baby.
Listen to me tap.
Also, the gore in here is really good, and the beginning it's gratuitous, but then at the end it's kind of cool how it's like they show you just enough, but not enough, right? Except for the severed arm shooting scene. That's probably the only, even though that's a great scene, that's probably the only real gratuitous, and maybe when Jesse gets hit by the laser. But besides that, it's all kind of like
Bill Duke's head. That would be the only thing I would count for that.
But you don't really see it explode. You just see the camera flash with red and gore. You don't actually see his head. But or do you?
You see like a side or a rear shot where it just poof.
It's the silhouette and there's a hole in the head.
It's no Halloween Kills is what I mean. It's very, to today's standards, this is like a PG-13 movie, right?
Yeah. Yes, I'd say so. Well, maybe not. With the prosthetics, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you might be right. Because, I mean, when you see Deadpool Wolverine, you're like, that's all digital blood. And even though there's gallons of it, you're just like, that's digital blood. And there's no, yeah, you're right. When things get decapitated or severed, it's kind of, the NPAA go, I don't know about that one.
And it was 100% fake. But at the same time, it's like, oh, shit, Carl Weathers' arm is fucking decapitated and still fucking all beefy and sweaty. It was gross.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's like no more arm wrestling for you there, buddy.
It's still flexing.
That weirded me out.
Has a mind of its own.
I was like, why is he still pulling the trigger? And they're like, oh, because nerve endings. I'm like, what? They're like, when you cut a chicken, it will run around with his head cut off. I go, it will. And then I stopped eating chicken for a while. It freaked me out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that you stopped eating chicken, but.
Well, I eat chicken now. I switched from chicken to pork, so yeah.
The other white meat.
The other white meat.
How did? Really?
Yeah, dude, I'm kosher. I didn't know you know that. Anyway, It's all good. Oh, okay. Right. Well, there you go. No shellfish and no hooved animals to me. Shellfish gives me allergic reaction, and to quote Jules from Pulp Fiction, "Pig's a filthy animal."
Wait, no, that's what I thought. Okay, that's why I thought you said you. I just got totally crisscrossed. No, I knew he didn't eat pork. That's why I thought he just said I switched from chicken to pork. I'm like,
yeah, I meant pork to. Yeah, you know what I meant though. But yeah, I didn't eat chicken for a while because it freaked me out.
Okay, now I get you. Okay, I got you. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm just a dumb Catholic. I don't know. We just stopped eating this shit on Friday, and then in the '90s, Pope John Paul II was like, you know what? Fuck it. Have your meat on Friday.
That's
God
right.
loves you anyway.
Hey, you're keeping McDonald's alive because the Filet-O-Fish sandwich makes buco bucks during Lent. But anyway, that's a whole other podcast. I'm not even kidding. Yeah.
That's gross. That's so gross.
How about the cinematography in this? And do you guys know what they used for the Predator vision? It was the most expensive camera at the time. Do you guys know anything about this?
From what I recall, it was like it was sort of a heat sensor. It's not infrared, but it's body sensing, not infrared, because they are not the same thing.
So they
use shrink wrap.
they used they used a thermal camera and a camera at, like, they taped them together like all Alien status at the end when Sigourney Weaver tapes the flame. Anyway, and they taped this camera together, and they had to make it special made. So it was a thermal camera. It wasn't that great. It was like night vision, and then a regular camera, and they would film. They had it like pointed, so it would film at the same exact thing. They would then splice the film together, and then someone went in and colored the heat in. And if you watch this movie too, and this is like a really cool scene, I always love to pause the movie and go, see, he's right there, is when you couldn't see me. That part, you actually can look and find Arnold's like face and body going like this if you look really carefully. Good times. So yeah, this was the most expensive camera at the time, and they only use it for this movie. I don't even think they did it for number 2. I think number 2 computers were long enough so that they could, do it in post.
I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah.
It was the 90s. We were cool then.
Want some candy?
We were cool then. I feel old now, Kevin.
What happened? What happened? We had our fanny packs and our Jinko jeans and our Snap bracelet watches.
Some Zubazes.
Oh, dude, Zubazes all day.
Yeah.
I love it when you see, especially speaking of Jesse Ventura, when you see pictures of like 80s pro wrestlers, like you'll see the Undertaker, but he's in black Zubaz pants. It's hilarious.
Yep. It's like, oh man, that don't look right.
One of the best shots I've ever seen, it was in a Raw magazine. It was Kane, like when he was still mask Kane back in the 90s, like 97, 98. And he's walking and he's got a fanny pack and Zuba pants, but he's got the mask on. What are you doing, dude? Go full.
Sell that shit.
Go full or go home. Cinematography in this is great. The way it's shot is awesome. Of course, Arnold stick around. That was also improv. But yeah, I really do. And also the environment. This movie always makes me want to, when I was a kid, I always wanted to go play outside whenever I'd see this, because like that jungle looks so fun to run around in, not knowing that it's 100-something degrees and it's all humidity, but
Well, where we came from, where we grew up in California, like some trees was a jungle. So like it wasn't really that bad for us. Like the humidity wasn't terrible there in Central California.
Oh yeah, not at all. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a little bit north of you, but nothing like this.
We still had and I'm sure you still have them too, orchards, like fruit orchards or nut orchards. They'd be out everywhere and you can go play out in them.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And Napa Valley, Sonoma Valley. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then but we would always get warned, hey, you might get shot. Watch out. Yeah. Like every mom said, hey, if your Frisbee goes in Farmer Blank's farm, like, dude, he'll shoot you. He shot 4 kids before. You know how they scare the shit out of you like that?
Oh, yeah. We had that in Wisconsin with baseballs and stuff like that. Hey, don't lose your baseball over in that area. You'll never come back again.
Oh, another fun fact about this movie is Arnold got everyone hooked on cigars. Like every single person in this. I was going to
say, like, this is the first time I remember seeing him ever smoke a stogie in a movie. And it's super funny because he's a big cigar guy. And I'm like, I wonder if this is the movie that started that and if it got other people in it. And that's just a random question I had. I think it's funny you bring that up.
Carl Weathers and him, I mean, obviously, rest in peace, but they actually would still meet up, yearly or bi-yearly or whatever at like this cigar store that Arnold frequents a lot, because Arnold goes to a normal gym. He goes to a normal cigar place. He's not like weird and Hollywoody. So he's like, meet me there and we'll have stogies, so yeah. And my favorite line is when he's talking, he's got a cigar in his mouth and he goes, she's your baggage, no deal. And the way he says it when he's got the cigar in his mouth is just hilarious. I always laugh whenever I hear that.
When Shane Black dies, speaking of she's your baggage,
Mhm. Oh.
It's never bothered me up until this last time that we watched it, but I couldn't help but to scream, "That's for War of the Worlds, motherfucker!" No,
Bitch had it coming.
you know that
by
show
the-
was bad.
I got in trouble from school because of his, geez, you got a big pussy. Geez, you got a big. I would tell that joke all the time. And I got pulled. I remember in 3rd grade, they're like, you cannot be saying that. I'm like, well, I didn't even know what the word meant. I thought pussycat, like because of the echo. I don't know. But I got in trouble for quoting this movie quite a bit. And isn't this movie quotable?
Oh
It
my
is.
God. Like
Ar-
half the movie is quotes.
It is, and Arnold was marvelous at that. Like he knew how to like you said, the stick around was ad-libbed or improv. He knew what was going to be cool and what would stick. No pun intended.
I see what you did
think
there.
He loved the character,
Yeah.
like he was totally invested. Like, this is the kind of character I want to play, not just like Conan. I want to play some badass Marine, sort of mercenary kind of guy. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, hey, can I at least smoke a stogie? Okay, hey, can I do this? And the next thing you know, hey, you know what? We wrote words on the page. You just, if it doesn't work for you, come up with something better or do what we wrote.
Well, I mean,
They probably just went with what he was saying.
he had just done Commando before this,
I was
right?
just about to say that.
Yep.
Yes. So it's the same writer, and also Bill Duke is in it as well.
Yeah.
And so this is almost a what would you call a reprisal of the Dutch character? He's got obviously more flavor than whatever. Commando is not really one of my favorites, but
No, yeah. It's that military character that you just described, the Marine that he wanted to play, but now he's doing it balls out, just completely fucking balls out. No dad side, no.
yeah.
No, I'm rescuing my daughter.
My kid. Yeah, none of that bullshit. And this worked. Like, with no disrespect to Commando, because I know it's got a huge fucking fan base, and it's not a bad
I'm a
movie
fan
at
of
all.
Commando, but even I will say
I am
this is a
too.
better movie than Commando. It's
Yes,
not even
Yeah.
I can't count how many times I've seen Predator, but I think I've only seen Commando like twice.
So
Like-
Commando got a 68 with the critics and a 68 with the audience, I believe, and Predator got a 68 down the line. Predator got a 70 and then a 82, I believe. Hold on, let me double check that, but which I think is criminally underrated.
Yeah.
I'm seeing
Well,
a
when
7.
people start thinking of like Arnold movies, the first one they all go to is Terminator 2.
Or but unless you're our age, then you're probably going to go number 1 or Predator. But okay, so Predator got an 80 and an 87. That's a little bit better than I thought, but it should be in the 90s easy.
Time has been very good to Predator, bringing the scores up and its appreciation as a movie from this era.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like
The
between
other
this
cool-
and freaking RoboCop, like it's a 1-2 win-win situation with both movies.
I always say my favorite movies that hold up the best, if you rewatch them, is 86 and 87. Or I know we can go a little bit earlier, but I mean, like, I just rewatched RoboCop this month because that movie just came out. Like, we're celebrating its birthday. No, sorry, Peter Weller's birthday.
That's right.
He shares actually a birthday with Officer Lewis, the girl that plays her. Believe it or not, they actually share a birthday.
Yep.
Nancy.
So I always watch RoboCop on their birthday. It's my little tradition to them.
Oh, that's
Yay.
cool.
The new video game comes out in 2 weeks on the 17th.
Oh, the
I think.
DLC. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
there's
it's
going to be a DLC?
It's not
Rogue
DLC.
City?
It's
It's a side story.
standalone. Yeah.
It better not be like 20
more
hours.
expansion on the story, but it is a new story.
I might
Yeah.
have to-
You-
I love
you-
the first one so
You
much.
still have to buy it.
Yeah,
I
I know.
intend to.
If they have
I'm
a physical
gonna.
copy, I'll buy it. If they don't, then they can go walk. I'm tired of people like where you have to log on and they can take it. It's just, I
bought
give me
my
physical.
copy for RoboCop Rogue City, so I play
I
it
did.
based off the disc, not the download.
Yeah, me
Same.
too. I got the day one edition that came. It was
Yep.
called the Alex Murphy pack or whatever. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, we got the same one then. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great game. I just replayed, or I am replaying it right now, and it does hold up.
Okay. Super quick question since we're on the game front. Have either of you played the Predator Hunting Grounds game?
Yes. My friend Antonius, you met Antonius,
Yeah.
Kevin. He was on the show. He's really good at that game, especially as the so the game is kind of like the Friday the 13th game where you either be the predator, but you're going to wait in line and queue for like 30 to 40 minutes. It takes a long time.
So
Or
it
you could
is
play-
Friday the 13th game. Gotcha.
and then it's or you could play 4 commandos that are like the Yucha like recovery team. Now the cool thing about it is you're not defenseless. Like I'm actually pretty good with the Marine, way better, but it's a first person shooter. You get to upgrade your guns. It's really good to play with friends, but if you're just playing on by yourself alone, you're just going to get fragged by some dude like in his basement that's been playing this game since launch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is a really cool game. It's very customizable. I'd say it's like Fortnite for adults, you know?
All right.
Now, is it like Ghostbusters? Because I know Elphonic worked on that too, where you don't have to play with other people. Like you could play missions versus AI.
That's
online.
its downfall. You can't even activate the game if you don't have internet connection. I'm not lying. It's really, really, really a bummer because I like to play as the Predator because the fatalities and gore is so fun. And the vision is cool, and running from tree to tree, like you get an Assassin's Creed your way, like it's so much fun. But you get killed so easy because you suck at it, because it takes like an hour to play as them. So I would practice offline, but there's no one there to kill. It's just you just jump from tree to tree. It's boring, you know. So yeah,
You're attacking squirrels and shit.
you're attacking like Colombian drug dealers or whatever, but they're just so cannon fodder anyway. They serve no purpose. The cool thing is you get to like mud up and you get all these cool upgrades the more you play. And you know what it fails at? Fireteam Elite is such a great game, the Aliens game.
Yeah,
they should have took a lesson from that, because that game like holds up to this day. But
I still haven't played that. I own it, but I haven't played it yet.
it's great. You would love it. Also, I played the original Predator on Nintendo. I don't know if you guys played that whopping pile of crap. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I've played every Alien vs. Predator game ever made, except for like no, I have played every single Alien vs. Predator game. I even played Predator Concrete Jungle on Xbox. I bought an Xbox.
Oh, I remember that game. Holy cow.
What was the original Alien vs. Predator that came out for the PC in like 98, 99?
So that one was a lot of fun, but that was actually a really nice version of the original Atari Jaguar version.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, and I owned an Atari Jaguar just for that game. I swear, I was obsessed with Predator as a kid, you know, and then it switched over at some point to Kathy Izzy. But at one point, it was Predator.
For obvious reasons.
We love her.
Well, I mean, they both have cool hair, but you know, and then the other crappy thing is about, or not the crappy thing, but those games, like, they don't get into their cult following. So if you actually ever want to play the Atari Jaguar one, good luck finding copy. I wish I still had mine. Yep. You're gonna pay thousands of dollars just for the console in that game. Like, I'm not lying, especially if it's got its box and everything else like that. Because if you actually see one on eBay and it's cheap, I guarantee it's broken and it's going to smell like cigarettes and barely work.
The other option is to find emulation for it, and maybe you can find a way to play that on your computer or an emulator, but good luck. I don't think a lot of those games are out there for that.
The 1998 one you were talking about, that's really good, I think is still available on Steam.
Okay.
I think.
Steam does have sales going on right now from what I hear, so.
And the cool thing about that game is what they didn't realize is that game was so easy to copy. All you would have to do is cut and paste all the files from the disc and play it without the disc, because my cousin bought it and took it over to my house, and I just copied, and he's like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know, it's not write protected, and it worked. And then so I'm like, here's your disc back, dude, thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I did, because I didn't ever have a disc.
There you go. Yeah, that game was super easy to pirate. So yeah, maybe that was its downfall.
I loved that shit. It was so cathartic hunting the Marines. Like, it really was.
Did you guys ever play the strategy game that was based off StarCraft, the Aliens vs. Predator game? It was on PS2. Oh my god, it was so much fun. The only crappy thing is they didn't have random maps. You could only play the scenario. So there was only 7 levels of human, alien, and predator. but it was a blast. You would have some epic, cool battles, and it was just cool to come in with like a team of 6 Predators, all invisible, like doing combo staffs, and it was a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to check that out, good luck. Seeing how there's no brick and mortar video game stores, but I forgot what it was called. But yeah, it's a strategy game, and it was on PS2, and I love that. So I think I've played just about every single one. Someone in the comments will go, "You didn't play this one," and they're probably right. But yeah, I did play a lot.
Now, have you tried the Alien VR game that's on the PSVR game or PSVR 2?
I'm terrified too. I really am. Like that game looks. I've seen people play it, and it's like movies don't scare me, but jump scare shit like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff still to this day gets me. But that's also because I have a terrible fear of animatronic animals because of childhood trauma from Chuck E. Cheese. However.
Sure.
That VR, I've seen people play it, and you know where you see like them filming themselves, and then you see what they're seeing, and it looks terrifying. Like you're defenseless, you're alone. Do you guys play it?
I have, yeah, I have it, and I haven't beat it. I've killed the first alien, and I was kind of like, nope. All right, I'm gonna put that aside for now, and I'm gonna go fly an airplane.
Bronze achievement is good enough for you, right?
That's my $20.
I got you.
Yeah, right. No, it's really good. I just haven't gotten back to playing it because I started playing Behemoth instead. And whereas that's not a shooter, it was fucking amazing.
You guys should do a video game show once in a while. I do one called Midnight Ramen. I don't do it as much as I should, but all I talk about is on that show is either video games or pro wrestling. So I do pro wrestling reviews during pay-per-views, and then I do video game reviews when they come out. But you guys would be pretty good at that, I think.
We just don't play different games.
Because you have those little things running around your house, right? Children?
Kind of, yeah. Well, really, it's the big thing, the wife. She's like, playing games again?
Yeah, I get that from mine as well.
Well, I know she's listening.
Usually it's not a problem. It's just, oh, okay. I guess that's what you're doing.
I know she's listening, so shout out. But how to solve that? Buy your wife a Nintendo Switch. Done and done.
I did.
It's in the other room.
Here's an Animal Crossing. Here's Pokemon. Go nuts, and then she'll never.
It's a Zelda game, and I'm gonna get we got the Link's Awakening HD remake. Now we're gonna get the other one that's very similar to it that you can play Zelda in.
I know which one you're talking about. But yeah, we really do need a good new Predator game, especially with all these movies coming. Oh, a Prey game would be awesome if they made like a survival horror game like Prey. Oh man, count me in, where you could play as her or as the Feral. Oh, by the way, I don't want to spoil Killer of Killers Predator for you though, but there is a really cool part of the ending that makes everything canon. It's with Prey. It's awesome. They kind of spoiled the ending of Prey 2 before it even came out at the end of Killer of Killers, but I don't want to. Yeah, that's for you to watch.
All right,
man. I'm excited though because I really liked Prey. I thought it was comparable to the first one to the point of where I'm kind of like, yeah, I want to believe this is all part of that universe. Like this happens before Predator, and like Predator is going to happen from this. The pistol's going to occur, so we see it in Predator 2. Like I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, it makes its appearance in the one I'm talking about too. They tie it all together. They tie it all together. But Predator 2, if you consider that canon, because a lot of people don't consider Aliens vs. Predator canon. I don't, but I think it's just its own kind of like Marvel parallel universe, right?
Yeah.
But Predator 2 clearly has, and they did that as an Easter egg. We all seen it. The Xenomorph skull.
Yeah.
And which makes them canon, but I don't know. I don't like to think. I think it's because most of the Aliens vs. Predator movies suck, except for Requiem. I actually did like, which people hated the most, but.
They're both terrible movies, but I like them both for different reasons. Like,
yeah, that's the problem when you make a great movie like this, Predator, right? I know it's confusing because there's another movie called The Predator, but this movie is so good. It's so hard to follow. Like my Antonius, he loves Predator 2. He thinks he thinks it's almost as good as this. I'm like, it's not even close, man. And like we did a breakdown, or I did a big 20-minute rant on why it's not as good. The only great thing about it is I love the City Hunter's outfit. Kevin Peter Hall, obviously reprising his role. It looks a lot, but it I don't know. There's something about it that I just doesn't work for me as much as this one. Prey is the only one that comes up to this. Like if people were going, hey, I want to get into Predator, and I've never seen any of them, I'd go, okay, watch Prey, watch Predator, this one, the one we're talking about now, 87, and then skip ahead to the Adrian Brody Predators, which is criminally underrated. That is actually a great movie.
I like that movie, but they handcuffed Robert Rodriguez on that, so didn't hit the heights that it could have hit. I know some people feel Adrian Brody was miscast. I think Topher Grace was miscast in that one more than anything. And but I still like the movie. I'll watch it whenever I do a rewatch. My rewatches with Predator will constitute Predator, Prey. I do like Predator too, but even I understand what people say about it. I still like it, and I call it canon in my head anyway. And then Predators. After that, nothing else freaking connects. I'm not an Alien versus Predator guy. I don't like those movies like at all.
Jeff and I agree on something. Yay!
Is Predators the Robert Rodriguez one?
Yes.
Okay, so I have
That's
seen that
technically Predator 3 is what that is.
Okay, so then I will consider all of those canon. Like I don't dislike AVP. I mean, again, I'm calling it for what it is. It's a shitty movie, but it entertains me.
It's just
on its own, it's okay. As a Predator movie or an Alien movie, it's not
it sucks.
Okay.
Totally agree with that. And also they look bulky and like they don't look right. Like where this Predator is sleek and sexy and moves like a cat, like through the trees, until he finally wants to square down with Arnold at the very end, right? When you're like, oh no, this guy can mess you up too. This guy, you know,
that
like
was so funny.
I loved
taking
it.
my mask off and Arnold's just looking at him like, what the hell do you?
You
one
ugly
you want a fist fight?
Yep. That whole, and also too, that jump scare. I've seen this movie a million times, but when Arnold actually gets out of the mud and he's swimming and he gets on the log and he's looking around, and then you have the jump scare of the claws going like that. It looks like at first glance that, oh shit, this is the end of the movie. You just killed him, and then like, oh, he moved his claws around. Wow, that was awesome.
I forgot about that scene, and I've seen this movie like over 200 times my entire life. I just haven't watched it in like a couple of years.
Oh wow! I just rewatched it, and I realized that I did not have a physical copy, so I bought the last one on Amazon for way too expensive. I don't want to talk about it, but it was a widescreen version. The ones I have aren't. So,
was that the 4K that you got, or what did you get?
Yeah, I got the 4K. What I used to call it the Walmart edition because for whatever reason it'd be at Walmart and Target every time I was there, and I bought a version, and it currently sits at Guitar Center in Concord, California, because me and Antonius, that's how we met. We'd watch that movie like almost every lunch break. So I know this movie back and forward and back. That's how we bonded. He was my boss at the time. And I'm like, he's like, are you watching Predator? I go, yeah. And he's like, that's my favorite movie. And I go, are we friends? Do we just become, we're best friends now, right? This is a really cool movie too, whereas the monster has weaknesses, just like, a Freddy or Jason or whatever, but they're clear. Like they're clear weaknesses such as, he'll only attack you if you're armed.
Yeah.
When he does get hit, his blood is like it glows, so he's easy to track when he is easy to track. But when he's got the advantage on you, it's much more deadly. And the other reason I like this one so much better than all the other ones is I like how it's a slasher movie. We kills one by one by one. And every other Predator movie, and Prey actually is guilty of this too. We get multiple scenes of, there'll be 12 dudes all getting taken, and women getting taken down by one Predator. And it's just kind of like, yeah, draw it out a little bit more foreplay, less, more mystery, less history,
You did see that with the Jamaicans in part 2, didn't you?
In part 2, I kind of liked, no, actually, that's probably my favorite scene of the whole movie is the fucking voodoo magic man. I have to take your soul. I don't know why I did it like Arnold, but King Willie. I love the King Willie scene.
Magic.
Too. The King Willie scene is so cool. Like there's so many great scenes in that movie, but you're going to tell me a ragtag detective group consisting of a Latina pregnant girl, Bill Paxton, who just makes jokes the whole time, and a really old, out of shape Danny Glover are going to take down what 12 highly trained military dudes could not take down? I think not, sir. Anyway, that's my beef with it mainly. But
Evan, what
it is
about
still
you?
a good movie. I know you're going to move on to the bad in a second, and I'm just going to shut off my mic. I have nothing bad to say about this movie.
I got two little nitpicky things. One's with the movie, one is with the home video release of it.
Okay.
And I can, Kevin, if you want to think about anything you don't like about it, I'll just jump right in. This is the only Blu-ray you should be buying. Do not buy the 4K. It is DNR'd. It looks waxy as hell. It is not a good release. This one is like, it's still pricey on Amazon. It's like $25, but
Yeah.
this is basically the ultimate edition from like the DVD in Blu-ray form. It still looks rough at times, but at least it has film grain on it.
Yeah,
so I would recommend this. You still get all the extras and everything else. And I packed it with my old DVD. So it's a 3-pack. It's actually like a 2-pack.
So mine is, I have the one I'm looking at right now. It's the one that's got a cardboard sleeve, and it's a DVD. It is not a 4K, and it is widescreen. So
you should be okay then, I would think.
No, it is. It looks really good because I just rewatched it. It looks better than my Amazon download copy, which I bought decades ago.
Yeah, you got the right one then, I think.
Yeah, it is. It does look really good. I did want the one that you were holding. I was about to buy it, and then there's even Predator box sets, but I don't trust the box sets sometimes because sometimes you get these things and they look really cool, and then you're like, wait a minute, why is it missing Jason X? Why does this version only in full screen and this one's widescreen? So you could get what you paid for sometimes when you get these collections. So I'm with you. I try to get the best versions I can.
Yeah.
Buyer beware.
And the only other nitpick I kind of have, and I was going to ask you guys maybe to explain this, when Arnold's going over the waterfalls, in that last shot before he hits the last little area of water, smoke is coming out of his mouth. Can either of you explain what that was?
It's steam.
A cigar.
No, I'm pretty sure that's steam, because when a hot body of water hits, that's the only thing.
While he's falling, though, it's like smoke is coming out of his mouth.
I did not notice that,
because the first time I've ever noticed that, and I'm like, what the hell was that? I actually rewound it, and I'm like, that's strange. Unless that's the stunt guy who's taken who inhaled like a lot of like oxygen, and he's letting it out because it's like cold water, and he lets that out before he hits the water, just so because he's about to plunge like very deep into the water. It's the only idea I got, but it was one of those. What the hell was that?
I don't know, but like we talked about, or like Zach said, the fun part about that scene is it was filmed in like 3 different countries. Like he starts at one point and lands in a completely different country. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it was all Puerto Vallarta, but you're right. They did do some pickup shots in some other places.
But I thought one of them was in Kona.
Special shout out to Anthony. I've been to Manzano several times, halfway between Acapulco and Puerto Vallarta.
Hey, thanks for
Vallarta.
It's Vallarta. Yeah, I think. I know my ex-girlfriend there, who shall not be named, got Montezuma's revenge when she was there, and that also makes this movie more awesome because she wasn't a great person.
Okay, so that Arnold did not tell anybody else in the cast to bring their own food or to not eat the food that was catered.
Yes, this is true.
I remember hearing this now.
And everybody got food poisoning. And Arnold had his own food Tupperwared and brought in from the United States.
He had all his food pre-made. Like he was one of those guys like that was doing meal prep because he had, he wanted to keep his physique, but he did allow the director to eat it too, because the director was like, they were going to have to cancel a lot of weeks. And he's like, no, eat this food. You'll be fine. The rice will help you,
Oh my God.
Have a stogie. Shut up. Have a stogie.
Just have your stogie.
The stogie has probiotic.
By the way, this is the most, you know how the Darth Vader, Luke, I am your father, is one of the most misquoted lines ever.
Right.
Yeah.
This has one too. And people go, get to the chopper. If you actually see, he goes, no, run, get to the chopper. He doesn't just yell, get to the chopper. I'm just saying, like, do the whole thing. Or not at all.
We're not at all.
Don't go in or go. Don't be like Kane wearing Zumba pants. You got to fully commit to the line.
Doesn't Dylan just tell him, get to the chopper? I have business to take care of. Or
No,
I got
he goes,
payback too.
He goes, you hold on to that damn chopper. And he goes, this is not like you. This is not like you, Dylan. Maybe I'm picking up some bad habits for you. I did not mean to do a black voice. So that was me quoting the actor. Don't cancel me, bro. Okay, moving on.
You have a good impression of Arnold, though, I'll say.
I've been doing it for a long time. You know the girl my dreams. My favorite line in any Arnold movie is when he's got Sharon Stone. Come on, baby. You know you'll go with my dreams. Such a fucking
Total Recall, man. Oh.
Just rewatch that movie. That movie holds up too. Like Arnold had some bangers in the 80s, man.
Yes, he did.
Plus Verhoeven does not ever fail, except for Showgirls.
No.
But
That's on my shelf back here.
You know what? I gotta rewatch that. But
actually, it's right here.
Yeah, you could smell the cocaine coming off that DVD.
God damn it! I thought I cleaned it up before we started.
Oh no,
Man,
but
I want some.
Verhoeven said that he said there was more coke on that set than any other set he's ever been on. He said everyone was just snorting like constantly, which is sad but hilarious.
Like, if you're the boss, how do you like manage that? Everyone's fucking
if your boss
snorting.
if your boss is the one supplying it, then yeah.
And you wonder how Hollow Man started, Kevin. Come on.
I actually like Hollow Man.
I do too.
The bad I will say in this is the visible effects are a little janky when you watch it on a big screen. Like, because I have my little theater here, and you could tell it's like the pixelation just when you rewatch Prey, right? You're like, damn, that looks amazing. Right. And also the other bad effect on here is the I said I wasn't going to say anything bad, but I actually have a couple. Is it always bothered me when they're both preparing for their final showdown and the Predator is heating up his claws with his like laser thing.
Yeah.
That effect bothers me too. And like that also there's another scene where the laser just doesn't look, it looks out of place. You can tell it's drawn. It doesn't look like natural light whatsoever. Right. And let's be honest, we've all used laser pointers. They're not a solid beam. You just see the dots. You wouldn't see the beam, right? Unless it was like really smoky or something.
Exactly.
But we didn't know that in 1980.
This is true, but I mean, now looking back on it, you're like, I don't know. That kind of, it's not solid. Light's not solid.
They must have been watching too much Real Genius for laser approval.
I don't know. I mean, also too, with all the Predators tracking and stuff, why would he need the dots? I mean, I know it's a great film effect, like, you know, in the film itself, but when you actually see, when his mask has it, why would he need, is that just like a, iron sights for him or something? Or
it felt like it's just a targeting system for a fine shot, because we only see that with like Bill Duke's character at that point, Mac. Like that's the first time we see it. It's like, wait, what's the three dots? And by the time it's like, oh shit, it's three.
Yeah,
he already dead.
That is one of the coolest suspense, because notice they cut off the music exactly when you see that. It just cuts and he's like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? And then he looks up and good night, Bill. It's Night Mac.
Yeah.
You know what I wish there would have been more scenes of when you talk about the camouflage and how it looks janky compared to how it looks in Prey is when you watch Alien and Aliens, there are so many scenes that the aliens are in when there's not, it's not a scary scene, like the humans just doing their own thing. Ripley's just walking by. She's getting the ship ready to go. The Marines are walking into the building and they're just walking past the Geiger looking walls. Well, the aliens are all attached to those walls.
I know. I love that too.
You see them the entire time. And they kind of mimic that in Insidious, where it's like she's walking through the house and you see the ghost like 2 or 3 times and you don't even really recognize it until you go back and watch it. But you don't get that as much with the Predator. Like, for example, when
Billy in the trees,
and then Dutch going out to see what's out there, and then the spring trap comes up and the net goes up behind them. You don't see any movement behind. It's just the spring trap that happens. And I get it.
they could have put a little bit more emphasis, but again, I think that they may have done and they cut it out because remember they had to switch monsters at the last minute. So they could have had film of what we see right now, which looks that looks not scary at all. But did you notice that they actually use in the Predator lore those creatures still? Because apparently, if you are into the Predator lore, they actually are the enslavers of the Predators, and the Predators like revolted, took their technology, and blah 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 blah. Another thing that's good and not bad, but it would have been bad, is in the original draft of the script, Anna is supposed to have a love interest with Dutch, and Arnold threw that shit out. He said, "I absolutely will not do that. You're cheesing this movie up." And he goes, she should be like strong herself and independent. She doesn't need, to be saved every other minute by us, because that's why she they changed to where she, is actually runs away and, hits Hawkins with that big log and everything else. But yeah, there was supposed to be a love interest in the original script, and Arnold said, "Nope, not doing that. Not happening."
It kind of explains something I've heard for years, is like a popular fan theory for a sequel is it's going to be Dutch and Anna's child is now going to fight the Predator to protect their father's legacy because it ruined their lives, but it brought them together. And I'm thinking, well, where the fuck did they come up with that stupid idea? I've always hated that idea. It's like they had no sort of relationship like that in this movie. Like they at all. If anybody, it was the other guy who was able to talk Spanish with her.
Yeah, Hawkins.
Hawkins had more of a connection like that than anybody.
Yeah. When
if Hawkins had lived, then that would have been okay.
I know it always makes me mad when I know like you're happy because revenge, but he was my favorite character besides Mac. Like when he dies early on, like he's so freaking lovable. But no, they have a couple. You're right. They have a couple of moments where she smiles at him and he kind of smiles back, and then finally when he's about to bite it, right, and then she actually looks genuinely upset when he gets attacked for more than just because remember she's in shock and shit, but she
she could have run. Yeah. But no, she's like, "Oh man, that guy just got fucking smoked."
Yeah. Why didn't you take his radio? What's his weapon? Anyway,
and do what?
I don't know. No, remember that because they still think it's gorillas at that point. They're like, why didn't they take his radio so they can listen to us? Another thing, though, speaking of Anna's and Arnold's children, there is actually on the Predator Hunting Grounds game, you unlock as you play the game, like you find these things, and they're called Dutch's tapes, and you can actually listen to them all on YouTube, and cool. It tells you the like what happened after from Predator, and it's cool because it's actually Arnold's voice. It's not just text, and but he tells you everything. He even talks about Peter Keyes. He talks about he calls it the LA incident of '97, and Arnold starts his own team after this.
Yeah, Peter that Dutch went mad. I remember that in part 2 that Dutch and Anna went mad, or they both went mad after experiencing whatever.
I don't remember that. He goes, "There were 2 survivors." That's all I remember. I don't remember him saying, but maybe that's in a director's cut or something. Because I've seen the shit out of that movie, but I don't remember him saying anything. Get mad. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to rewatch it. But
it might have been a throwaway line of anything, but. Because I like Zach, I only remember them saying like there was 2 survivors, and I don't remember anything beyond that.
But anyway, there is a continuation on, and Dutch's team is now no longer. It's what they call a Utah extraction and elimination team. So yeah, that's like their goal now, and he's the leader of it, of course, and. He's all, and then, but anyway, so if you want like a cool, like what happens after, go on YouTube and look it up if you don't feel like spending the money on the game. Cause I think it's a bit overrated and you can't play it offline. And I'm tired of playing online games because little kids yelling curse words.
We gave up on Evil Dead because of that crap. They kept nerfing each side of the game.
Yeah, it's just annoying. I can't stand like hearing an 8-year-old like just saying every curse word that like would get our mouth washed off with lava, not even Irish Spring, lava. But anyway.
Yeah, Friday the 13th nearly killed me on that kind of crap. It's like, man, if I want this, I'll just go play Call of Duty,
For real.
I just felt your mom, dude.
Yeah, right. You got pwned in the bone. You've gotten pwned.
I fucking hate online multiplayer games. I don't mean to be repetitive, but I hate multiplayer games. Just truly, I hate people. That's why I play fucking video games.
Right?
Oh, another thing we forgot about the good is the great credit scene at the end of the movie. Like you actually sit there and watch the credits of this movie, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's been parodied so much where people put the Full House music behind it, or they'll put like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. My cousin actually was responsible for the Full House version. I'm not even lying. He actually did that a long time ago.
Right on.
Shout out Jonathan Folland from Hoodcast AF. If you like playing with action figures, that's where you go.
Right on.
Oh, by the way, he has a huge collection of Predator figures. In fact, hold on for 1 second.
I've been meaning to get like a NECA if I could find one.
What about the AVP arcade game? The stand-up arcade. That one wasn't terrible.
I remember playing the Alien once, but I don't think I ever played that one.
It was okay. It was kind of like a Konami beat 'em up where you get side scroller, you get through the level, you beat the boss until he turns orange, and then go on to the next level.
You mentioned that, and all of a sudden I think of the long fantasy casting for a Contra movie where it's like Stallone and Schwarzenegger playing beating up aliens and killing everything in sight.
That would have been cool.
That would have been rad. There's a shirt out there. Ooh. Is that the NECA?
Yeah, let me take a look. So this is like the Predator 2 version, 30th anniversary. He knows all this stuff. It's got LED lights and swords and all this other shit. Yeah, it is a NECA figure. Yeah, these things are cool. But he's got like so many Predator figures. He's got like the Japanese samurai ones. He's got like, and then he even got some blank ones and he hand paints them. But yeah, he's a big Predator nerd too. But I mean, it's such a cool design. Even an adult that has an action figure, if it's Predator, I'm like, I'll let you slide.
See, I got Evil Dead 2, Ash vs. Evil Dead, RoboCop, Friday the 13th.
Do you have the 209 that's shooting the dude?
I want that though.
Oh, he's got that, and it's my favorite toy ever. Like where you see the dude like with all the holes in him and stuff, like falling down. Yeah, it's
That's
great.
fucking cool.
It is cool. I don't think it has like. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
They have an Ed 209 plushie that I really want. It's like $30. I'm like, on a richer day.
Yeah, I know. I mean, see, that's how those collectible people get us, man. They're like, we're going to go after your nostalgia brain and feelings, and you're like, yeah, should I pull the trigger? I mean, and then you think you're like, one part of me is like, okay, you're just buying junk that's just going to sit on your shelf, but the other part of you, like, yeah, but it's cool junk. That's gonna sit on my.
Like I went and asked my wife, I'm like, hey, honey, is this plushie Ed 209 a good investment? It's only $30. Like, do you think that's wise? And she just even asked, what the fuck are you gonna do with that?
Exactly. It's funny
because
what the
fuck do you mean? What the fuck am I gonna do with that? It's a plushie. I'm gonna fucking snuggle it and sleep with it.
I have all the EV plushies because my wife buys them. Like on my shelf. Every EV, she loves those EVs. And I probably had like 5 or 6 Pikachus. I started giving away to people. I'm like, just take a Pikachu with you when you leave, please, because we have too many.
I have a Jason plushie around here somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna go look for it. You keep talking.
That is cool. Is that Mr. Potato Head?
No, it's the turkey from Thanksgiving.
Oh, awesome.
And his head gets lopped off. I was like, oh my God. Because that's like the first horror movie that we've watched in a really long time where I was like, oh my God, this is a new movie and I really liked it. And it's really the first time I've really liked Eli Roth.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Ooh.
That is pretty cool. It looks like a Cartman figure though, doesn't it?
A little bit. My wife got it for me, yeah.
I like it. It's see, that's pretty badass.
Too.
Oh, I have we were at Barnes and Noble. Yes, they still exist, believe it or not. And I found a pack of Friday the 13th playing cards, and they're shaped like coffins. And so they're like the 52 deck, but they're really cool. I wouldn't play with them because they're hard to shuffle, and I wouldn't want to mess them up anyway. But they're just it's cool to I collect like games and stuff. So like but I love Friday the 13th merchandise. They really don't make anything bad, and same thing with Predator stuff. Now. I know like NECA figures break all the time, so that's why I have mine in a box and never mess with it. I'm just like, I'll leave it in there.
Mine stay in the box too.
Yeah. It's not because you're going to devalue it. It's like, no, because I don't really want it to break and then super glue it and it's going to get all over my hands and da da da. And so
some of my old McFarlanes from the 90s and 2000s are up here, and they all have like broken Michael Myers knife. My evil Ash from Army of Darkness has a broken axe and a spear that's half broken.
Yep.
I think one of the fingers is gone. And then my Ghost of Hell Jason has got a machete from a completely different figure because I don't even know what happened to the other one.
Yeah, that's apparently they're kind of notorious. I know McFarlane's used to be. I don't know if they are anymore, but so just better leave them in the box, I say.
Yeah.
Bad. So we're staring at.
I was going to ask Kevin, is this a legit image or did you put something together?
This is a legit image that they actually cut out and they replaced it with the invisible scene. That's why you only see his claws and his eyes. This is what Fox saw and said, absolutely
I never saw
not.
this before.
Yep. And also, let's point out, this is Jean-Claude Van Damme in that monster suit.
Yeah, that guy.
That means he's standing 3 feet. Yeah, 3 feet in the air. So he could be that much taller than Carl Weathers. Because Van Damme's shorter than me.
Yeah, Van Damme is what, 5'8" or 5'9" or something?
I thought it was 5'3".
5'8", I thought.
5'8", yeah. I don't know. He's like Tom Cruise height though.
No, Tom Cruise is 5'3".
Is he really?
Yeah. Tom Cruise and Sylvester Stallone are both very, very small people, and Dustin Hoffman as well.
Well, I mean, Dustin Hoffman can get away with it because he's an actor, if you will.
But it does 5'10" for Jean-Claude Van Damme, but I kind of
that's bullshit. That's like when they said Bret the Hitman Hart was 6'2", because I met the guy and I towered over him at 5'11". Okay, that guy's like 5'8". So that's wrestling booking right there.
Well, and Bolo Young is 5'6". Oh, come on, yeah, no.
Yeah, like I think Arnold is 6'1" or 6'2", but Kevin Peter Hall was a legit 7 feet tall. That's why they got him. And
I thought he was 7'3".
Yeah. That's I meant no fantasy booking. He was actually above 7 feet. He was a huge dude, and that's why he unfortunately passed away early in his life. Is because he had that disease. I call it the Peter Steele disease, where your heart isn't big enough for your body, so you die of like natural causes in your sleep, usually like in your late 30s or late 40s. Somewhere between there.
Agglomania.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's giantism.
Yeah. There you go. And then you could have but some people, it's not that. It's like they'll die of something weird, like not dysentery. What is it? Diverticulitis and other, like they get infections easier and stuff because they don't have enough blood to get that stuff around,
Yep. Big Show had to have a surgery to slow it down or stop it.
Yes, he did. And Andre was, the giant was about to get it done, but then he goes, no, God did not want me to lose giganticism, so I will not do it. And he's like, God damn it, pal. All right, you're the boss.
God, watch some of Andre in the 70s. Dude could jump off the top turnbuckle and ropes and fly like a goddamn maniac.
And then 10 years later, you could barely walk and need the ropes to stand. It's very sad.
Yep.
But all the weight on the bones and shit, man.
Yeah, spinal compression. Yeah, he had to get surgery just to do his match with Hulk. Their big WrestleMania moment.
That he could barely move in.
He could barely move in. Yeah, he had to go get that done because during Princess Bride, when he catches Buttercup and you see him go down like that, he like almost went down. But normally, and she weighs like 90 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
So he was in a lot of pain at the end. I don't know if Kevin Peter Hall was. I think his last movie was Predator 2. I'm actually going to double check unless you have that in front of you.
I believe you're right, but I want to check something out because I don't know that that's exactly how he passed away.
Man, that special effect on Carl while you guys are looking that up is awesome with the dismembered arm.
Oh, I just love it. Yeah, I'm just glad they cut out. What's his name? Oh no, he was in Highway to Hell right after Predator 2. So
I've seen that movie. Shit.
I never have. I've heard the song way too many times because I've been in dive bars, but yes, never seen the movie.
Is that?
Watched Highway to Heaven. It was all right.
But yeah, anyway.
So he actually passed away from AIDS. That was always my impression, and it's true. He contracted HIVs and of course then full-blown AIDS from a blood transfusion.
Oh, it's so sad when that shit happens. It's like he wasn't even using drugs in FAFO. It was like that's what makes me the saddest. Like, did you guys ever see that one? It was on Jerry Springer show where this kid has AIDS. It's like there's a girl and a boy, and they got it from a blood transfusion, and it's heartbreaking. But like the kid really was a huge mark. So I don't know why this became wrestling podcast, but so Razor Ramon actually came out and gave him a copy of his IC belt, and it's like, look, man, you got me, Razor. Sorry, Scott. Pulled out my heartstrings.
Another one for the bad guy.
Bad guy. Hey, bad times don't always last, but bad guys always do. Yeah, I can't. You got to change this photo. I can't look at this anymore. You're making me hate this movie.
Okay, so no, here's the reason why I put that up there, because like we talked about, there is no bad to Predator. Like it's a very pleasing movie. So the only bad I could think of was Jean-Claude Van Damme's involvement in it.
And luckily they cut it out and they edited around it. And I'm really happy that they actually, even though the film quality isn't as good at the very end, the showdown scene, it's still, for what they had to work with and the budget they had to work with and how many times they had to kept going back to Fox. I think they went back to Fox like 4 or 5 times because they were out of money.
Oh,
and
dang.
And this movie was shelved for a minute. Like it was not, because I think it was filmed and then it was shelved because this movie does suffer from, like you guys were saying earlier, it doesn't really know what it wants to be. Is it a horror movie? Is it a sci-fi movie? Is it an action film? Is it or is it just like a movie written for dudes by dudes? And that's probably why it kind of got poo-pooed a little bit, because I don't know many females that are enjoying Predator. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. But I've never asked a girl, hey, what's your favorite 80s movie? And they go, Predator.
Well, little known fact, we had a couple guests who might have joined us tonight due to circumstances beyond their control. They could not join us tonight, but 2 of them were women.
Wow. Well, you know what? I want to hear their reviews on it now. Well, you guys should do a part 2 without me.
Well, I'm sure our friend Naz, if schedule was permitting and we had a spot open, I'm sure she would have liked to have joined us for this.
But she got diarrhea officially, right? That's what we were saying.
She heard you were on and she's like,
Fuck.
I've been known to give girls diarrhea, believe me. Just, they see me and they're like, nope, it's not happening. I got to use the bathroom.
Nope.
Nope. But yeah, I mean, of course, we have our little pick packs about some of the effects, but for 87,
this
looks great
for 87.
Yeah.
What would you guys rank this? Like, I always like to do the Rotten Tomatoes thing. I give it a straight 100. Like, even today, I think it still holds up straight 100.
I'm gonna say, golly, this might be one of those perfect films like Tremors and The Princess Bride, where Jaws, where it encompasses just everybody. There's nothing bad to really pick on with this flick. Like, you're always enjoyed with it. You're going to quote every single line. You can't count how many times you've seen it. You're not sitting there talking about how stupid any particular part is. There's no part that annoys you in this picture. It's just fun, nonstop fun. And it's like you said, maybe it's because it's a movie written by dudes for dudes. Okay, sure, I'm a mark for that. It didn't work for me necessarily with Commando, but there was that studio involvement. Oh, he's got to get his daughter. Arnold fought that shit, to your point, in this one. We don't need the love triangle thing, or we don't need the love interest. It does not need to happen. That's going to detract from the point in this movie. The point.
No, read on Chong. Come on, she was fine.
Okay.
By the way, this picture you have up, I totally forgot one of the scene where they're clearing out the forest trying to hit the Predator.
So funny.
So here goes some fun facts about that. That gun, I forgot what they call it. I think it was called the Beast or whatever, but the minigun, it's payback time. Old Painless, that's what it's called. Old Painless had a car battery. You can't see it, but they had a car battery attached to make it spin that fast, because normal miniguns could not spin that quickly.
Right.
It was actually a souped up version of a minigun, and I forgot, but They said they should have gave it the person that was working at the gunsmith his own credit in the film because of how much work it took to keep that thing in that humidity running and operating. Like they had to clean that all the time and change its battery and this and that. And the thing actually had a couple of harnesses on it because it weighs like more than you think. And also because it was sticking out, it was super awkward. But this might have the biggest shell. That scene probably is the most, even though they're fake, rounds, probably most rounds spent ever in one scene. I would, right? And maybe The Matrix, but for its time in the 80s.
Okay, so I'll answer that with this story. My daughter asked me, or I was explaining to my daughter, this thing shoots 1,000 rounds per minute.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, how many bullets did it shoot? I said, I don't know. How long was he shooting for?
Yeah, it's like
That's parenting 101 right there. That's how you learn math, kid.
yeah. There's and then afterward he drops it and picks up something, or he shoots something first and then drops it and then picks it up. So yeah, but this scene is like 3 minutes long.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah. So he had like 3,000 rounds in that backpack and shit, which is
and I don't
like
see him wearing any. I don't see them wearing any ear protection either. And I think about that. Like if you ever go to a gun range and you have that annoying guy that likes to bring I have a small penis, giant pistol guy. And you're like, all right, dude, I wish I had I'm just going to go and get a soda or something. Cause that guy always ruins it for everybody. Yep. And that's at an outdoor range. God, this must've been so loud because just imagine it. Even though they're fake rounds, they still use gunpowder, Oh
yeah. Oh yeah. And even though it's modified, I'm sure it's being loud as fuck. And the unfortunate thing is for as cool as this sounds, got to bring up Tremors again. Steve Wilson pointed out, and it's fucked with me ever since. No movie has ever put the actual sound of a minigun in it.
Really?
Yep. They've never done it. They always have some other boosted up machine gun sound for their Foley effect, but they never have the sound of a minigun. If you want to hear what a minigun sounds like, go watch Mythbusters or go.
3,007 bullets. Hey, there you go. Fun fact.
Thanks, JK. Climactic battle where John Matrix mows down an army with various weapons is estimated to have around 3,007 bullets fired.
Told you.
Good man, Kevin.
John, wait a minute. John Matrix is the character in Commando, though. Because in here, his name is just Dutch. But anyway, that's fine.
You know what? This answer made me right. Shut up.
3,007 sounds right. And hey, if you need to change your ATM pin to something to remember, there you go. You can go.
Oh, and then let me borrow your card. I'll keep a safe hand on that.
Don't worry. It's insured. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I had my card stolen so many times. I had my card stolen by an Apple employee. An Apple employee actually said, and I'm like, why am I getting? And I called him up, I'm like, I haven't had an iPhone in 10 plus years. Why are you guys billing me? They're like, we have your information somehow. And I'm like, okay, can you lose that info? Anyway, that's a long story. So someone said 9 out of 10. I respect that if it's like a 9.5, but I'm gonna let you walk. You're all right with the 9 out of 10.
Jesse, haven't seen her on our streams in a little while, but
so there. I gotta go with maybe this is one of those classics where it's just so embedded into our culture, our youth and growing up, that it's hard to judge objectively.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm not sure. Like this movie's not a perfect fucking picture, but I have a perfect time watching it. So it's really hard for me to judge. I would agree with you. This is probably my favorite Arnold movie from the 80s too. But golly, I don't know. I could say yes. I would say it's up there with my list of movies that I would want on a desert island. This, Tremors,
Princess Bride, of course.
Princess Bride, not The Lost Boys, The Wall, things like that.
Well, hold on. You leave Lost Boys
Ghostbusters.
out of this, okay? Lost Boys is a great movie.
I could stay lost.
How dare you? How
I'm
dare
sorry.
you?
I didn't like that movie even when I was a kid.
The soundtrack alone makes it banger. All right, the
I'll
soundtrack.
give you points on the soundtrack. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
The soundtrack is epic. I fucking love it. I have it on fucking every format except for vinyl at this point.
I have it on vinyl, but it's really scratched up because I have one of the OG versions.
Oh,
Nice.
So I just have it hanging on my wall, and then I just will listen to the digital whatevers because they sound better anyway. You know, I mean, vinyl does sound my favorite, but
Did you buy it down in Santa Cruz?
no. But my old guitar player, Chris
Fucking
Frazu,
Poser.
who is a huge horror fan. He was the guy that would read Walking Dead before the show came out. He actually went down to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk and actually took a picture with the Vampires Kill Everything comic book and met the owner. That the owner is actually in the movie. So, like the two hippies that are passed out.
Yeah. Okay.
Notice they don't have a line in the movie because of SAG law. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, he actually went down there and met it. But I got mine at a pinball arcade that actually sold records too in downtown Vallejo, probably like 10 years ago. It's not there anymore, but no, it is. But yeah. Anyway, wow, that's a lot of round. Can you imagine how numb your I have rotator cuff issues. I could not shoot that many rounds, especially in a 3-minute span. Jesus.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, they even say in T2, like, it would have to be a Terminator that holds this fucking gun so accurately.
That's true.
Did you know in T2 when the guy who they were renting that gun from was pissed off because the way Arnold just drops it?
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
When he saw the movie, he actually called James Cameron. He goes, "Dude, what did you do to my gun? Now I have to get it calibrated, this and that. You're not supposed to drop it." And he goes, "Well, do you think the Terminator would set it down nicely?" He's like, he's done with this. It's out of bullet. Screw it.
James Cameron answer.
I love James Cameron. Well, I used to. And then a little movie called Titanic happened, and then he just started sinking.
My heart went on.
Yeah, well, I ain't got time to bleed, so.
No.
See what I did there? Yeah.
Nice.
That might be my favorite line of the movie. Also, too, if you guys haven't, I do recommend look up the documentary, and it was filmed on location. It's called I Ain't Got Time to Bleed. It's free on YouTube. It's about 48 minutes long because I think it was an hour-long special, and they just edited out all the commercials. I think it was on like HBO or something. But yeah, it's free on YouTube. And also, if you haven't seen it yet, watch Predator the musical. It is fantastic.
Wait,
it is. I swear to God, if you want to look it up real quick, it's only, I think, like 3 minutes long. It's hilarious. It's like, if it please, we can kill it. We must all make a stand. And it's just lines from the movie set to music, and it's great. It's hilarious. On our review of it, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll do mine in post if you guys can't find it. But it is so funny. It's like every line from the movie just set to music, and it's great. And people doing really bad impressions of Arnold. Not like I do a better one. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you said that, but so thank you very much. But no, this guy's like, it's very very Austrian.
Well, do you have time to duck?
Ooh, see what you did there. You set this up. You threw the folders in the meat grinder.
Son of a bitch.
My favorite line that no one can make out is when Arnold goes, "Hawkins, call in radio position or situations," and no one knows what he said, but he goes, I actually have it written down because when I had to put on the subtitles, he goes, "Hawkins, call in our position and our situation," but you can't figure out what he says there because he's just like screaming it in the thickest accent ever, and he's actually shouting over like probably actual gunfire in the background, Yeah. So there you go. All right, check it out, guys. I actually have to bail because my wife is coming home with a lot of groceries for our 4th of July barbecue, but it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for giving me another excuse to rewatch this movie because I mean, like you said, it holds up. I need to get your ratings first, though. What do you guys think?
Kevin, you gave yours, right?
You know,
Or you were getting there.
I'm gonna say a 9.8. 9.8.
Respectable.
And for me, I'm gonna go pretty much about 98 as well.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm
I
blowing
do
it a
not
little.
give hundreds out to anything but like 5 movies, but this is my favorite Arnold movie, period.
I think the other things I'm actually looking at our list. I think I gave it to Princess Bride, this, and then RoboCop got 101, and there shall
Yeah.
never ever be another 101. It was just those 3 movies. But RoboCop, I just say because
OG
of how-
RoboCop's 100.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but Clarence Boddicker alone, right? I mean, that character is probably the best villain in history.
Bitches, leave.
Did you know real quick on that? Did you know Vinderoven actually thought, because his English wasn't so good, he thought that the girls were named bitches leave. So he's like, and then bitches leave, and then you come in, and then and then the bitches will leave, and he goes, dude, don't call them bitches. They actually have names, but he kept calling them bitches because he's a nut. All right, gentlemen and ladies listening who don't have diarrhea. Remember to check me out. I'm at Father Heel spelled like your foot on Twitter, and you could listen to the Knife Party podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And my Patreon is Knife Party or patreon.com/Knife Party Pod. So just POD. And I just got to throw my plugs out real quick before I go. But guys, it's been a blast, and I can't wait to watch some, there's some swords and sorcery movies coming up. Maybe who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th. See you later, Zach.
You
See you
too.
soon.
Have fun and be safe, dude.
I will. You as well. Don't remember, someone is going to have less limbs on the 3rd or on the 5th than they did on the 4th. Just make sure it's not you. Okay.
This is true.
This is
No,
true.
man,
All right, guys.
I'm waiting for that YouTube gold. I can't
All
show
right.
that again this year, which I want to, but I know we can't. But that was
Yeah.
fun last year.
Yeah. God. This was a fun movie. Whenever this plays, I don't do anything else. I just watch the movie.
Yeah, it's not even you're zoning out and watching something else or fiddling with your phone. No, you are actively engaged in this picture. It's kind of like watching Rocky. You're engaged in that
A little
fucking
bit.
fight. You know
I
how
haven't
it's going to
seen
end.
those in a long time.
Put the first 4 on the list.
All right.
The last 2 don't exist.
Hey, our last couple minutes, if you guys want us to do some Rocky or Dirty Harry, we're willing to mix it up around here. We like our sci-fi and horror, but we do like good old classic movies too.
Yeah, I am a sucker for the first 4 Rocky movies. I don't care how terrible part 3 is. It's fucking mwah.
I will watch that one every damn time too. It's just been a while.
Fighting Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, like it doesn't get better than that. It really doesn't. It did. It got Ivan Drago, but still.
Yeah.
And then it peaked. That was it.
Hey, we're not the only one. Just JK. Rocky 3 wasn't that bad.
No, it was not. I totally love Thunder Lips. I love fucking B.A. Baracus in that. You ain't bad. You ain't bad.
I pity the fool.
And the fucking robot. Happy birthday, Polly.
Yeah. Well, was there anything else about Predator before we say goodnight to anybody that you think we should talk about or we might have missed?
This is a happy accident. This movie really was a happy accident. And I'm
It's
glad
better than it had any right to be, in my opinion.
Yes. There is no answer to the question of what type of movie is this? Is this an action picture? Is it a horror film? Is it sci-fi? Yes, it is. And this movie, because it transcends those genres, mixes them all together in that diagram, it's kind of okay to show your kids.
Yeah.
Or if you are a kid.
Or allow your kids to find at a certain age.
Yeah, like it's not the worst thing to introduce your kids to this genre, or to any
like
genre.
I said,
really.
my mom let me rent whatever I damn well wanted once I turned about 11.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's go.
It's a war
Boy, did
picture.
she get sick of me watching this movie, I'll tell you that though.
Yeah, I'm sure my mom did too.
My dad never minded. He was like, oh, Predator? All right, let's go.
Yeah,
my
like
grandpa liked this one.
And I didn't say shit when Bob put it in the box. I was like the happiest motherfucker on earth. And I was like, oh, and my parents
you
are
did the
gone.
thing.
Oh, yeah. And like I told my dad later, and my dad didn't say shit. We watched it together. It was awesome.
Right on.
Yeah.
God, I love this movie. God,
Yeah.
when I was watching it back, I'm like, I need to watch this more often. This is one I
Yeah.
just do not get sick of.
No, I love the first two Predator movies. I really do.
Yeah,
I-
Zach wasn't big on the second one, but I always liked it.
I get it. People don't. There was a down step in most sequels in between the 80s and the 90s, like
This is very
Predator
true.
1 and 2, Ghostbusters 1 and 2, Aliens, and then Alien 3. Like there was so many down steps in its way.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to say Batman Returns and then Batman Forever, because Batman Returns was 91. But anyway, you had those down steps, but I don't know, as far as those down steps go, Predator 2 was pretty good. I didn't dislike it. Not as much as the gore was there, but you had boobies. You still had some gore. I think there might have even been a wiener, if that's your jam.
I don't remember that.
There was one of the Jamaican guys that got strung up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. So I mean, it was hard to miss. It was Jamaican. It was just you couldn't. CGI was not
Right
its
on
strength.
out there. CGI D's nuts.
I'm sorry, black friends, but that was kind of a compliment, albeit backhanded.
Damn, boy.
Anyway, no, I love these pictures. I do. And the second one's not as bad as everyone gives it credit for. But I also like Ghostbusters 2, so take that for what it is.
I like Ghostbusters 2 too. My problem with Ghostbusters 2 is just the change in the relationships between like Lewis and Janine and then Egon.
Yeah.
I think that's what rubbed me wrong about the second one. But I still like the damn movie. I can still quote it. Two in the box, ready to go. We be fast and they be slow.
Bitches.
And then Lewis comes in.
Wow.
I've seen that movie a few times too.
I love Ghostbusters. Clearly.
God, if we were doing a Predator month, I'd go rolling into Predator 3, but Prey. But we got schedules and it's a 5-week month, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, well, on that note, everybody, you have a good night tonight. Thank you for tuning into 0 Point Reviews with Jeff, Kevin, and Zach from Knife Party Podcast. We will be updating our description, so if you want to catch on over to Zach and subscribe to his channel, follow his podcast, we will have that information in our description down below. But on that note, thank you all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. We do appreciate it. It does help. And we'll see you next week with Predator 2, and we will see you all next time. Say goodbye, Kevin.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Whatever it is out there, it killed Hopper. And now everyone's